you're starting lifting, this is what I wish I did. I want you to stay consistent for at least 6 months. Prove to yourself you have the discipline before you even start bulking. You want to be bulking the majority of the time and cutting the minority of the time. I had no business bulking because in my mind, I was starting to believe goals are stupid. It is Wednesday. We're about to go hit arms. Bro, I have been loving arms lately. I've been doing an Arnold split instead of push-pull legs, and it has been so much better. I think it should be better for my arm growth. My arms, they've kind of been like, I don't know, I guess they've been a weak point. I've got good triceps. My biceps are kind of bad. I'm gonna start the bulk soon. I need to set a date for it, but I'm just getting a little bit leaner. My body weight this morning was 157.3 pounds, I think. So I'm getting pretty light, and I don't really want to go much lower, but my abs are being stubborn. Dude, I think that like all my fat collects on my stomach. I've been improving a ton on the mindset side of things. Right now I'm reading Atomic Habits, which is a really, really good book. It makes so much sense. I kind of talked about it in the last video. If you haven't seen that video, you can watch it here. But long story short, you got to change your identity. You've got to start identifying as the better version of yourself, and you've got to do actions that reinforce that new identity. And I've been using that in my everyday life. My new identity or whatever is I'm disciplined, I'm consistent on my diet and my training. And I reinforce that by thinking to myself, okay, what would a consistent bodybuilder do right now? And I thought to myself, he'd grab the food scale and he'd weigh out everything he's about to make for breakfast. And so I've started using a food scale a lot more, and it's helping a ton because there's so many calories. If you don't use a food scale, so many calories slip through the cracks, and it can knock you out of your deficit. I think that's one of the things that makes it to where I plateau when I'm a couple months into the deficit is I tend to start getting more relaxed with it. I'll have an extra bite here and an extra bite there that I won't log, or I'll stop logging my coffee creamer and butter that I used to cook with and stuff like that. Next thing you know, you're just eating at maintenance calories and not making any progress anymore. That's one thing I'm getting better with, and so hopefully we're gonna be able to knock out this cut, finish up here, and start lean bulking. I'm gonna put on 10 pounds of lean muscle this year. Gotta go grab an energy drink. Iced tea lemonade Ghost. Bro, this is so good. I usually do not go for like real sour or tart things, but I was kind of feeling lemonade today, and low key, it's so good. I also got Bear Bell's protein bar. Alright, so that was a pretty solid lift. I'm gonna eat some egg beaters, get some protein in. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to get better with my protein timing. Make sure when you're cooking that you log stuff like butter. You can completely knock yourself out of a deficit if you don't track how much butter or oil that you're using. I think overall, just getting in the habit of using a food scale is a really good idea. It just reinforces your identity that you're taking it seriously. It's a feedback loop. So probably one of the biggest mistakes that I've made with my lifting journey, I used to bulk and cut completely wrong. First off, starting from the beginning, I was fat as a kid, had terrible discipline when it came to eating, and then I cut down and I became super skinny. And about this point, I was like, man, I want to look like a Greek god next year. I knew like nothing at this point. I learned that bulking was a thing and I did it completely wrong. My friends and I, we all started bulking together, but it literally just turned into us getting McDonald's like every chance we could get, eating a whole bunch of donuts, cake, ice cream, literally just eating like fat kids again. And guess what? We put on a whole bunch of fat. We did not look like no Greek gods after that first year of lifting. Our winter bulk, it only lasted 3 or 4 months before we had to lock in and start cutting again because we put on so much fat. If you're starting lifting, this is what I wish I did. I want you to stay consistent for at least 6 months. Prove to yourself you have the discipline before you even start bulking. In hindsight, if I were to do it over again, I would tell myself just eat on maintenance calories until you have built the evidence with yourself, proof that you can and will stay disciplined going into the bulk. And then lean bulk, gain weight super slow, no more than 0.5 pounds per week. We set it straight up to 1 pound a week because we wanted quick results, and all it got us was super fat and it was horrible. It was so bad, bro. You want to be bulking the majority of the time and cutting the minority of the time. This way you're putting on muscle the majority of the year. Develop that mindset, bring that mindset up. I had no business bulking because in my mind, I was starting to believe goals are stupid because I would set goals and I wouldn't hit them. And so I started to think they were dumb, but I just didn't know how to actually reach goals. If you're overweight already, definitely go in a calorie deficit, build up that discipline, lose the body fat, train. But once you're lean and at a good spot, just set yourself in maintenance. If bulking is gonna tempt you to just be like, screw it, I'm gonna eat whatever I want, whenever I want, whatever, just eat on maintenance. And then once you have experience, once you're maybe a year or 2 in, then go in a strategic bulk. This past year so far has been a very developmental year for me, so I'm really excited to hop into this next bulk. I'm gonna put on 10 pounds of lean muscle mass within the next year and make a ton of progress and prove to you all what's possible with discipline, consistency, and a strong mindset. Stay disciplined and stay holy.